Students, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is it audible?
సార్ కొంచెం తక్కువ ఉంది సార్ వాయిస్.
వాయిస్ తక్కువ ఉందా? Is it okay now?
ఇప్పుడు కూడా అంతే ఉంది సార్.
Okay. So in the last classes, we completed regarding certain civilizations, various things regarding the certain civilizations, and today we are going to see about a general view or a general introduction on another important civilization in the world, and which is only one civilization be remain according to our syllabus, is nothing but the Roman civilization or ancient Rome. Okay, so ancient Rome, you are well known that Rome was a civilization, contributed a lot, and many intellectual class from this Rome, ancient Rome and Greece uh, contributed a lot their works basically on various administrative and other philosophical aspects. Okay, so not only that, these ancient Greece and Rome also contributed a lot in the art and architecture of the world. Okay, so apart from this, you are well known that certain modern terms like the democracy, republic, secular, such a terms which were you gained particularly from these ancient Rome and Greece civilization. Okay, so where the intellectual class who challenged certain traditional system and orthodoxy traditions, and they started such an rationalistic thinking, and they mobilized the people of these civilizations towards this rationalism basically. And uh, this is basically from the side of the sophists. Okay, so sophists were the first intellectual class who challenged such a traditional aspects which present in the ancient period. Okay, so apart from this, when you hear about this Roman civilization, you may get such a things like the Colosseum, amphitheaters, and aqueducts, and city states, and many other terms you definitely get from these ancient Rome, like that. Okay, so before going to such a general introduction over this ancient Greece, and I have to share a small movie picture for this a documentary on ancient Rome, which broadcast by National Geographical channel, and I will show you it before going to our explanation today. Okay, students, just wait, I share that. Students, are you getting?
No, sir.
Students, are you getting?
లోడింగ్ అవుతుంది సార్ ఇంకా.
అవునా? Okay, so it takes I think some more time. So if it is continue, I will continue it. Otherwise, just I will give you about or I will start my explanation, right? Students, are you listening my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. I will start my lecture. Okay. So while the ancient Greeks, which gave the world their idea of democracy, art, philosophy, science, and literature, because all these things we covered while moving with ancient Greece. Okay. So, and as a their natural successors, the Romans added to it their legal system and the art and statecraft like that. Okay. So, and while the Greeks always remained disunited, the Romans showed the way to unity and consolidation. Okay, so the Greeks tended to be intellectual, but the Romans proved to be a practical minded. Okay, so whenever you are already aware that such a intellectual class which arisen in the Roman Greeks and ancient Greeks, when the Romans to be a practical minded, they were implemented such intellectual ideas on the society, ancient Roman society. Okay, so when you see the geographical location, the most important a river which flowing middle of the Roman civilization was the Tiber. Okay, so the Rome, which is a important city which developed on the banks of the river Tiber. Okay, so the ancient Greece, the early history of Rome, was profoundly influenced by geographical factors and mountains, such mountains like the Alps on the north and where seas surrounded all the three sides. Okay, so which gives you which gives the Italy as its natural borders to protect, and it doesn't prevent such groups of the tribes which entering from various places, various parts of the world to the Italy, which is through such a passes. Okay, so Apennine Mountains run, which is north to south along with the eastern coast, and it made some possible for Rome to dominate over the entire peninsula. And mild climate you find, and fertile soil proved to be a somewhat a suitable for agriculture, growth for agriculture and growth of certain crops there. Okay, so when you see the people of this ancient Rome, where nearly about 1800 BC, a group of Indo-Europeans called Italics. Okay, so the came to the Italy, entered in Italy territories through the Alpine Pass, and one of them, a tribe called was the Latins. Okay, so where the Latins were settled in a Lativium. Lativium is nothing but the central plains of the Italy, lying on the south of River Tribe. Okay, so those central plains where the a group of people from the Indo European who entered and settled in the Lativium, okay, the central plain of the Italy, those who were the first group who settled in the ancient Rome. Okay, so they spoke Latin and learned use of bronze, and the Latins began to live in small walled villages and villages for the protection. And they established several such villages in the midst of the seven hills, never the west coast overlooking the river tribe. Okay, so the Latins were not only people who settled in Italy, and many other external migrants also who entered one by one. Okay, so then after these Indo-Europeans, other groups like the Etruscans. Etruscan was a civilized people, somewhat civilized people from the Asia Minor, and who settled in the land lying north of the river Tiber. Okay, so and on the south of the Italy, the Greeks established their colonies, and they occupied eastern part of Sicily are like that. Okay, so such after these Indo-Europeans, many people from the European territories like the Gauls from present Germany, and various Etruscans from the Asian Minor, and many other groups who entered in the in territories of Italy and settled there. Okay, so and when you see the Etruscan was somewhat civilized than others, and those Etruscan people were gradually dominated on the other people who are settled in the places of these ancient Rome. Okay, so where the Latins came under the civilized Etruscan rule for nearly two and above centuries. And from the Etruscans, the simple Latins learned many things like constructing stone building and building arches, draining marshes, and uses of sewerage system and fighting formations in war. Such a things which these Latins were learned from the Etruscan people. Okay, so, and the Etruscans were eventually driven out by the Latins in and around 519 BC. And they established a republic in the territories of ancient Rome. Okay, so where the Latins started a formation of the republic, and the republic was in the form of aristocratic manner, and only the aristocratic people, or a aristocratic group of people, or a class which is called to be a patrician. Okay, so patrician is nothing but one of the section who controlled all the things, basically, like the polity and the economy, and even in the society also they were the upper strata, or dominated class, which better to be called as the patrician. Okay, so here the patricians were enjoyed the political, social, and economic privileges, and where another one is the plebeians. Okay, so plebeian was another subordinate group under these patricians. Okay, so the common people known as the plebeians, who were denied powers and privileges by ruling these patricians. Okay, so and they had a long historic struggle among these patrician and plebeians, and finally these plebeians got certain rights also. Okay, so the major concessions for the plebeians, which finally they got, which included the right to intermarry with the members of patrician family, and right to hold public offices likewise. Okay, so and some of the interdining also they got certain concession after a long and historical fighting over these patricians. Okay, so when you see the Rome, where particularly the city of the Rome was established, and Rome was a small city where, according to certain legends in the ancient Rome, they say that it was founded by the ancient city of Rome was founded by the twin brothers, the Romulus and Remus, on the Palatine Hill in 1753 BC, and destiny ordained her to become a big empire after a few centuries. Okay, so it was a important ancient world city, which was founded by the two brothers Romulus and Remus, and on the name of these two brothers, names of these two twins, the Rome, name of the Rome, which is gained. Okay, so and where the in the early years, after the patricians, Aquanians from the east, and where Olsians from the south. Okay, other migrations also started, other external invasions also, which is over this ancient Rome. Okay, so fortunately, all the Latins got united and formed a political league under the leadership of the Rome, and the attacks of their enemies were effectively repulsed. Okay, so they effectively defended themselves. Okay, so and after that, the Gauls, a warlike people from the north, particularly from the present Germany and Spain, they attacked the city of Rome, and they burnt it also. Okay, so again, which was the Rome was again reconstructed by the natives. Okay, so after that, the Samnites, a warlike tribe, which also inhabited the highlands of the central Apennines, and caused serious troubles to this Roman civilization, and they waged certain wars, and crushed the power. Okay, so even though these Latins were, which is bravely defended their territories. Okay, so finally succeeded in all these conquests, and Rome became a important civilization. Rome became a important empire in the 270 BC. Okay, so after that, when the Rome turned into a like a empire, which was next another attacks also started from the various parts also. Okay, so first one is the Rome's clash with the Carthage, and where this Rome was attacked by certain other external parts of the world, basically from the Egypt, ancient Egypt, such a attacks has taken place, and these attacks were defended by the various rulers from the ancient Rome. Okay, so and another one is the Hannibal, who marched towards Alps from the Spain through the Gaul, recorded a brilliant victory on the Romans, but they didn't occupy the Rome, and he stayed there for 13 years. But Italian cities were not occupied. Okay, so not cooperated. Okay, so and at that time, where the Rome already turned into an empire, formed into an empire, and which is turned into somewhat a republic, because they were established such a administrative setup, the two magistrates known as the consuls, chosen every year from the rank of the patricians, from the nobles of these patricians, and became heads of the Roman government. Okay, so as they started a republic form of government, and the republic form of government in the form of two magistrates, better to be called as consuls. Okay, so and one more important body, political body, called to be Senate, having nearly 300 representatives, which are also monitoring the administrative system in the ancient Greece. Okay, so after that, this Senate has decided that whenever the emergency is taken place, whenever the polity or the administration in the danger or the crisis, they started appointing one dictator. Okay, so here the Romans appointed a Fabius Maximum as a dictator to deal with Hannibal, who was a leader from the attacks of external attacks, and Fabius Maximum was appointed as dictator to defend these Roman territories against that attacks of Hannibal. Okay, so and even though later Roman were destroyed by 146 BC under the leadership of Cato and certain other Macedonian and Greek invasions. Okay, so at that time, where the serious attacks was taken place, at that time, the dictatorship became somewhat a serious thing, and a brave dictators was appointed, and the dictatorship may be allocated to a single or a group of persons also. Okay, so where this during this to defend the serious attacks from the external of various regions, so they appointed where Julius Caesar and other people as a dictators. Okay, so the dictators were the group of Julius Caesar. One is better to be called as a triumvirate. Okay, so three persons under the dictatorship, three persons in the form of dictatorship, and they will combinedly defend these territories of Italy. Okay, So among them, the triumvirate, one is the Julius Caesar, another one is the Pompey, and Crassus. Okay, so these three people were formed into as a form of dictatorship. These three people were, which is came to be the throne and to defend the territories of Italy. Okay, so this is we call as the first triumvirate in the history of ancient Rome. Okay, so we'll see what are the important the reforms which carried during the time of Julius Caesar while moving to political conditions, political aspects of ancient Rome. Okay, so Julius Caesar was an important ruler who started such a reforms in the Rome. Okay, so after the assassination of Julius Caesar and other two dictators, and another Octavian, a grand nephew of Julius Caesar, was came to the power, and along with the Octavian, Mark Antony, and also Lepidus became second triumvirate, and Octavian came to the power with the name of Augustus. Okay, so and um, uh, after the assassination, you are well aware that Augustus' rule was a golden age in the history of ancient Rome, and Augustus also followed many important reforms like appointing various in charges to the provinces, because he divided the whole Roman territory into various provinces, and each province was appointed by Augustus as a in charge of the province, and he also recorded the census at the time, and he also followed social welfare, and according to the wish of the people, he ruled. Okay, so and he provided such a employment opportunities, and he provided water facilities to the growing of the crops, and constructed such a irrigation canals and various bridges, roads, buildings, amphitheaters. Okay, so what not everything he provided to the people at that time. Okay, so such during his time, such roads were developed, where a saying also, you are aware that all roads leads to the Rome. Okay, so nearly 36 like national highways roads were constructed during the time of Augustus. Okay, so after Augustus, many other rulers came to the power, and like Tiberius, who was the immediate successor of Augustus. After Augustus, Caligula, Nero, Marcus Aurelius. Okay, so Constantine, such a rulers came to the power. Okay, so finally, due to the inefficiency of the later rulers, where this Rome maybe collapsed finally. Okay, so where this Constantine, which is the empire which divided into the two parts, the east, it's a capital at Byzantium, and the west with the Rome, and where you are the Constantine brought about unity between the two parts, shifted capital from Rome to Constantinople. Okay, so later, which is this ruling, the east part of this Rome was came under the in the hands of various Macedonians, Turks, or like that. Okay, so when you see finally the constant invasions of barbaric rights like the German tribes and Huns, this finally Rome was collapsed. Okay, so and but collapse of Rome or fall of the Rome has certain reasons also. Okay, so when you see certain law, Roman law, which is no exaggeration to say that the laws had made somewhat great things in the society of ancient Greece. Okay, so where the code of first code was came to which is came in the form of 12 tables in and around 150 BC, which is inscribed on the 12 tables of the bronze and publicly displayed in the forum, forum in the sense in the marketplace, in a public place. Okay, so and Roman government also appointed a certain judges and look into the matters of these foreigners and natives in the Rome. Okay, so and after that, such an Rome laws, particularly the Justinian Code, which is took a enormous task and succeeded in completing the code after him, Justinian. Okay, so which provided such such laws according to this code to solve the various problems. Okay, so and when you see the art and architecture for this ancient Rome, it was from the Greeks that Romans imbibed ideas on religion, philosophy, art and architecture, and they learned science also. Okay, so but it was untrue to say that the Romans copied everything from the Greeks. Okay, so they are like a natural successor of the Greeks, but they started their own their way of living and learning also. Okay, so and the Romans excelled all other in the construction of the public buildings. They copied the Greek style of construction of the columns or the pillars, and but also arches, domes. Okay, so and the Pantheon temple was a great phenomena which is taken from the Greeks also. Okay, so and construction of the Colosseum. Colosseum is nothing but like a open air theaters. Okay, so where you find a Colosseum which is accommodated around 50,000 people who are watching various gladiatorial gladiatorial fights. Okay, and the slaying of the Christians by the hungry lions are like that. Okay, so and Romans built forums, baths, bridges, and various roads. Okay, so and such a forums was another masterpiece, which is a important public place you see in the history of the Rome. Okay, so and after that, there are a great contribution of these Romans was the literature. Okay, so Romans were very fond of learning, and these Greek slaves taught Roman children during the early periods, but after the time, the teachers were replaced by the Roman themselves. Okay, so they taught grammar and logic. Okay, so and at the advanced centers of learning, subjects like astronomy, mathematics, medicine, also they taught. Okay, so in the literature, Romans tried to imitate the Greeks, and it was during the time of Augustus that Latin literature reached its highest watermark. And before Augustus is, there were writings of these Julius Caesar and Cicero like that. During the Augustus age, the other writers like the Virgil, Horace, Livy, Ovid, and during the next few centuries, Latin literature was enriched by writings of Tacitus, Plutarch, and Juvenal, okay, and satirist. Okay, so in the form of science also, you'll see the various things. Basically, these are like where the Romans maintained personal cleanliness, and for the purpose they built baths. Okay, so their towns and cities could boost a good drainage system. They built hospitals where patients were treated by qualified surgeons. physicians, and the greatest physician of this period during the time of ancient Greece was Galen. He wrote more than 500 books. Okay, so on the human anatomy, physiology, like that. Okay, so and Pliny's Natural Historia, a good, important book of known science, and Ptolemy's Almagest, a great work on astronomy. Okay, so and Julian calendar was prepared by Sosigenes, an astronomer who calculated the base year as 365.25 days. Okay, so it introduced in for 45 BC by Julius Caesar. Okay, so likewise, many important things you will learn, you will get from this ancient Rome. Okay, not only that, you have other contributions from the ancient Rome, like the religion. Okay, so ancient Romans worshipped gods and spirits, and influenced by Greeks, they started having prototype of Greek gods on the different names, like the god Jupiter. Jupiter was sky god, and Juno, goddess of Juno, and Mars became the god of war, and Ceres became popular with the farmers for the deity. Okay, so Venus, goddess of love, Neptune, sea god. Okay, so like we have a glance over religion also. Okay, so when you see the philosophy, so although Rome could not produce anything original in the philosophy, yeah, but had great thinkers who considered to either Stoicism or Epicureanism. We already seen in the ancient Rome. Okay, so where the Stoicism was founded to be a better fitted for the Roman empowerment. Okay, so Lucretius educated Epicureanism, and the Stoic philosophers, the most important were Panaetius of Rhodes, Seneca of Rome, and Marcus Aurelius, who wrote a text called Meditation, was also an important pioneer, important personality from this Stoic philosophy. Okay, so likewise, there are important contributions from the this ancient Rome, like the concrete, where the Roman invention, and a massive system of aqueducts, a water channel carrying water from surrounding hills, was also a great contribution from the Roman, ancient Roman, and sanitation. Romans built public baths called the thermae. Okay, so they also developed a complex of sewer system which drain the wastewater outside the city. Okay, so such contributions we are going to see about this ancient Rome. Okay, so this is about a general introduction over the ancient Rome. Students, are you listening? Students, are you getting my voice?